Good day, good afternoon, and welcome back to our first installment of tackling mental health issues one video at a time. Building awareness one video at a time. That was supposed to be the slogan, sorry. Okay, so today's topic will be about suicide. Mostly what they don't really tell you, or perhaps there's actually a name for this phenomenon. It's the calm before the storm. My name is Khamid Marumo, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you find this video insightful and it provides some clarity to today's topic. And so they smiled again. They laughed like the weight was lifted. They thought we were getting better, but sometimes peace doesn't mean healing. Sometimes it means goodbye. Let's talk about that. So, why does suicide awareness matter? Firstly, suicide is a public health issue crisis. It is a nationwide problem. It affects every country. And particularly if we're bringing this to a South African context, it affects roughly, it affects, it affects roughly the youth, 15 to 29 or 30, has it being the second leading cause of death. So raising awareness isn't just important, it's saving a life. The reason we say this is because when someone is in such a really vulnerable position and they often feel alone, having these awareness campaigns, even if it's through the video, through this video, through the radio, through television programs, they help give that sense of hope, that sense of, okay, there is a light after the tunnel, that there is someone I can talk to, someone I can reach out to kind of like talk about what's going on in my life, that there is help available. Because behind every statistics is a human being, is a family, it is a sibling, it is a father, it is a mother, it is a husband, a spouse, a child, a story. And when we bring this into awareness constantly and reliably, it helps us break the stigma of those who are afraid to talk about it or whatever misconceptions or myths it has. It opens up a conversation. It opens up a dialogue. It opens up doors that were previously closed. And it creates not only the digital space more safer and more open, but it gives us an opportunity to learn. And it does provide people with hope and it guides them to a better path. So, this quote: most people don't want to die, they want to stop the pain. They want the pain to stop. Sorry about that. This is such a very strong statement because we're looking at it from there's so much pain in my life that I cannot cope with, that I want it to be gone, that I just want it to be removed from my life. And if I remove myself from this equation, then the problem will no longer bother me. And that is heartbreaking. Now to pink clouding or the calm before. While pink clouding focuses more on addiction counseling, where it speaks more kind of like a euphoric state, a peaceful state where everything is going smoothly, everything's upbeat and peaceful. But then when we take it more into a suicide context, it puts things into perspective. When a suicidal person is in a pink cloud or pink clouding, this is when they feel like that inner battle in them, it's over. They have found that relief and they're planning, and but planning in death is actually not recovering. They are, in a sense, giving up. It's kind of like a a calm before the storm. It's it's this relief that you get after everything. I think, for instance, something to put everything to perspective. Let's say you had a spouse who was in a really bad depression, or perhaps something might have happened. Perhaps they lost their job, or lost someone they loved, like a grandparent, and they've been in this really somber mood for roughly 6 months upwards. And then one day they wake up and they're smiling, right? We're happy that they're smiling. We're all happy. But then we'll have to realize that sometimes that happiness does not mean recovery. It means a downfall. It means that they're spiraling, sorry, that they're spiraling. So then we worry, like, what's with this sudden upbeat attitude? It's because to them, they've finally given in to that battle. It's over for them. And this is just their way of saying goodbye. So, what would be the general symptoms to watch out for in this phase? Would be kind of like a sudden happiness after deep depression, giving away prized possessions, sorting out personal affairs, writing letters, making wills, and if they have children, they're giving them their childhood memories, maybe CDs or toys or things that you wouldn't really consider to be important, but they were important to them. And they feel like they don't really have a need for them where they're going. Saying goodbye in subtle or even direct ways. For instance, when you're probably speaking to someone and they suddenly turn to you and they're like, you know what, goodbye. You've given me the best years of my life. And you're like, whoa, okay, well, relax. Okay? Let's talk about that. So that's what we are looking for. That's what we're looking for. We want to get that quick hint to say, okay, this is a cry for help. How can I help you? Or even talking about them being a burden or being at peace or free, or I'm going to be free soon, so I just wanted to give you all of this. And just like, why are you being cryptic? That could be a sign. So, how can we help? Providing emotional support helps tremendously. Listening without judgment and showing empathy. And some concrete actions, ask them directly. Are you thinking about hurting yourself? Because this doesn't plant the seed. The seed was already there. That the seed was already there. But this opens a door for dialogue. It opens up a conversation. A conversation that will be filled with tears, filled with a lot of sobbing and heartbreak. But it opens up a door. It shows to them that you are willing to listen. You're willing to sit down and talk to them. Stay present with them. Don't leave them for whatever reason, unless you've called emergency services or their next of kin. When calling emergency services or their next of kin, please do it with the permission of the individual. Encourage professional help. Let them talk to a counselor, a spiritual healer if they believe in having a spiritual leader or their priest or their pastor or their mom or their dad to hopefully convince them to take professional help. It can be a holistic counselor, it can be a psychologist, it can be a counselor as well. And when they do get that help, don't forget to follow up, give them a call, a text, a visit, just to show that, hey, I'm here to touch base to see that you're still okay. And we've made it to somewhat the end. And thank you for watching till the end. Goodbye and see you later.